I'm joined now by Dane County Clerk Scott McDonell, who has a little experience with the special counsel's investigation. Scott, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
So you were subpoenaed by the special counsel for communications with or involving former President Trump, his 2020 campaign aides, and a list of allies involved in his efforts to overturn the election results. Has there been any follow-up from investigators since that initial contact?
No, I haven't heard from them at all. And when I did speak with them briefly some time ago, I really told them I hadn't had any communication from the president or his allies on that list. So that's probably why they haven't followed back up with me.
Well, you did tell us you had spoken with Trump lawyer Jim Trupis. That was the only person on the list you said you'd even met. And then when he went through the records, there wasn't really much. And that was during Dane County's 2020 recall that you met him. Is that correct?
Yeah, at the recount at Monona Terrace is when we had all of our interaction, and it was essentially in public. So, that was when the Trump attorneys were trying to throw out tens of thousands of Dane County votes in an effort to change the election results.
And did you feel at that time pressure from, Mr. Trupis or anyone to overturn the results or interfere?
Um, I mean, they wanted to throw those ballots out, but their main purpose, it seemed, was to hurry up and get this to the Supreme Court. That was really what they were trying to do, is make their point and then move on. I think
Well,
they thought they would be successful at the Supreme Court level.
Well, and I'm curious because when we talk about efforts to overturn the election, um, Attorney General Josh Kaul, has been asked within the last week whether he should charge Wisconsin's fake electors following the Michigan Attorney General's decision to do that with her state's fake electors. I mean, do you think that that is something that the Attorney General should do here in Wisconsin?
Well, when they signed those documents saying that they were the actual electors for the state of Wisconsin, that was the only election fraud that I saw during that cycle. Was that act of pretending that you were the actual electors and sending that to the National Archives? That was the fraud that occurred. So, yeah, I think that should be prosecuted like it is in Michigan, like that they're looking at the national level. They should do that locally here.
And, Attorney General Call said he kind of wanted to wait for the federal investigation to wrap up. Do you think that he should wait or just go ahead with his own investigation?
Well, I mean, that's above my pay grade. I just would hope that he's gathering the evidence and is ready to move forward with that when it's appropriate.
And what did you think of the, electors' reasoning that they were following legal advice in case Trump won his lawsuit?
Well, you can get legal advice that tells you to do legal things all the time. I mean, you have to make these decisions for yourself. And I know some of them knew that some of them knew that what they were doing was problematic, and they were concerned about whether they should go forward. And they were hiding and sneaking into the Capitol, things like that. That's kind of the tip off. And what I worry about is a lot of us get caught up in these groupthink, and everyone else is doing it and it must be okay. Some people need to stand up and just do what's right.
Multiple elections officials in Wisconsin, including yourself, have now been cooperating with this investigation into efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Now we're closing in on the 2024 presidential election. Are you concerned that indictments against former President Trump or others connected to efforts to overturn that election in 2020 could lead to more hostility towards election officials, maybe more than has already been seen?
Well, I am worried that this pattern of, attacks on election officials will just continue on because, not a lot's happened to those who've done it. I mean, you haven't seen a lot of prosecutions of people who've threatened election officials. There was at least some repercussions for those on January 6th who attacked the Capitol. I think that's why you've seen less of that, violence since then. They are, oh, we're going to get charged. That works. That's. So what I'd like to see is when that happens, I mean, for example, the city clerk, Mary Beth, she's had death threats. No one's been charged. This is what concerns me. Now, what are we doing here is we're going to move forward with a more secure facility for all of our election officials in this county where they can feel like they can go to work and be safe. So we're moving forward with that. We've had an architect, working with us, looking at sites. So we're moving forward with our own plans for 2024 and beyond, really, because I don't think this is going away anytime soon, unfortunately.
So, what you just mentioned there was the plan to increase security at the Dane County Clerk's Office and then begin construction on an entirely new facility. You said you've met with architects. Last time we spoke with you, you said you hoped that could be open by 2024. Do you think that timeline is still accurate?
I think it's going to be hard to make that timeline, so we'll work on hardening our own facility here. It's also usually not a good idea to try to pick up and move right before presidential. That's when mistakes can happen. So I don't think we'll be ready for 2024, unfortunately. But we have made some improvements here in this office and in clerks' offices around the county. We'll keep doing that, but hopefully, soon after 2024, we'll have a proper, secure, safe facility.
Okay, so you do think a facility then, an actual new building for you to be in, is a possibility here?
Oh, we are going to do that.
Okay, okay. All right, well, Scott McDonell, thanks so much for the time this morning. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.